My name is Damian Schiff and I'm an attorney with Pacific Legal Foundation. This week PLF is filing a petition for certiorari in the United States Supreme Court on behalf of several home building and farming organizations challenging the Fish and Wildlife Service's designation of over 800,000 acres of critical habitat here in California for 15 vernal pool species. Vernal pool species are basically small microscopic almost plants and shrimp that live for about 6 weeks of the year in these depressions that are filled with rainwater during the wintertime and springtime here in California's Central Valley. Well, this designation of 800,000 acres is pretty darn important because if you know anything about critical habitat under the Endangered Species Act, if your property is inside that critical habitat, you're in trouble. You probably cannot do very many things that you'd like to do because of the strict development restrictions that apply to property that is found within these critical habitat designations. We are challenging the critical habitat designation in the United States Supreme Court on the grounds that the service has basically turned a blind eye to the significant and negative economic impact that this designation and similar designations are having throughout the country. The service basically says, well, these designations have very little economic impact. That's flat wrong. Everybody knows that these designations add significantly, just for example, to the cost of a home. One study, in fact, shows that critical habitat designations can add as much as $10,000 to the price of a home. That's a significant impact. That's an impact that the Fish and Wildlife Service should be aware of, and that's why it's unconscionable that the service ignores these types of impacts. Unfortunately, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in our case ruled against us on this point, and that's why we're seeking review in the United States Supreme Court. This is not just an issue, though, folks, about California. It's not just an issue about critical habitat for vernal pool species. It is, in fact, an issue that has an impact across the United States, and it's an impact that is significant. For example, just two critical habitat designations the service has made in the last couple of years for the California gnatcatcher and for the California red-legged frog, even by the service's own estimates, will cause an impact of over $1 billion in the next 20 years. If just two species can cause $1 billion worth of impact, and there are over 1,300 species listed in the United States, I don't think it takes a lot of mathematics to figure out that we're talking about a huge impact, an impact that couldn't come at a worse time for folks throughout the country who are already struggling in this hard economy. These are impacts that the service should take account of, and we're hoping that the U.S. Supreme Court will agree with us on that point. If you'd like to know more about this case, please visit our website, pacificlegal.org, and also our blog, the PLF Liberty blog, at plf.typepad.com.
For more PLF videos, visit our YouTube channel.